Thank you for joining us today for our Savvy Ladies Wednesday Wisdom webinar. My name is Maggie Montemuro, and I am the Marketing Coordinator at Savvy Ladies. If you have a question during the presentation, please type it into the chat window. Or if you are joining us by phone, you can email your question to info@savvyladies.org. Our speaker today is Tania Sterl, an FIT grad who has 20 years of experience in the fashion industry. Tania was inspired to start her image consultation company, Sterl on Style, after speaking at a seminar and realizing how many women had questions about their wardrobe. Thank you for your time today, Tania, to help us dress to express our best selves. And we'll get started when you're ready.
Great. Yeah, let's get started. Good afternoon, ladies tuning in. If you're in New York City or somewhere snowy, I hope you're warm and well, wherever you're listening in from. So let's get started with how to dress to express your personal brand and what it means to truly embody your brand. Love this quote from Coco Chanel. In order to be irreplaceable, one must always be different. Now, she said this over 100 years ago. Can you believe it? So now we call it personal branding. Back then, Coco Chanel knew what she was talking about. So I want you to think about that. What makes you different? What makes you unique? And how can you dress in a way that differentiates yourself so you can become irreplaceable and memorable? So I use these two examples because they're very much opposite examples, right? Lady Gaga and her personal brand. What do you think of when you think of Lady Gaga, right? She's shocking, she's avant-garde, and so that's her appearance. Her appearance is very shocking and avant-garde. That's her message in her music, to be unique, to be the monster that you are. So she creates herself as this monster fashion persona. Then you have our First Lady, the lovely Michelle Obama. And yes, even she has a personal brand as First Lady. And she has a different style than previous First Ladies. I actually absolutely love the fact that she practices the right to bear arms. And I was really mad at the media that she got all the flack on that because she is a strong, tall woman. So she should absolutely bear her arms. But her personal brand is very different than Lady Gaga, right? She stands for loyalty. She stands for truth. She stands for advocacy. So she has to dress in a way that expresses her personal brand. So I use these two very extreme examples, but I use them so that you can think about your own personal brand. And the way to think about it is to break it down this way. Think of your personality. Are you more bold and dynamic, or are you more reserved and quiet? And what are you passionate about? Now, I'm lucky enough to be working in a field that I'm very passionate about. That is fashion and making women look and feel beautiful. So for some of you, your full-time work is your passion, but maybe you're a lawyer by day and then a baker on the weekend, and a baker is your passion. So there's ways, or you love salsa dancing. There's ways. I actually have a client who loves salsa dancing, but she works in corporate. So she's not going to show up at that corporate office in her salsa dress, but under her black suit, she's wearing colorful floral print blouses. So she's passionate about her salsa, yet she works in corporate. So think of that. Think of your personality and what you're passionate about. And for those of you who are entrepreneurs and you are actually, your passion is your profession, even more important for you to learn how to dress for your brand, because you as an entrepreneur, you are wearing your personal brand wherever you go. And ladies, this is the same for you in corporate. How are you going to stand out? How are you going to be seen when there's time for promotion? You want to be dressing in a way that's just going to make you a little bit more memorable than the other people in your office so you get noticed. So what's your personality and what are you passionate about? What's your unique gift? Right? I love fashion. I eat and breathe fashion. What is your unique gift? Are you a healer and you work in medicine? Are you a marketing genius? What is that gift? Now, this one you don't have to figure out today, ladies, your legacy. this is, you know, a lifetime in the making. But what's interesting about thinking about your own legacy is really, you know, living your life in authenticity and integrity. And yes, I do go this deep when I think about dressing for your brand, because how do you want to serve, and what gifts do you want to give back to help others and be the best you can be? And ultimately, what's your style? So based on your personality, your passion, your gifts, your version of your legacy, what is your style? What version of your style really expresses who you are inside and out? So here's how to explore that. Where I like to begin with my clients is the vision board. We're going to be talking about that, how to define your own unique signature style, how to utilize the power of color to not only highlight yourself, but color has energy, and how to use it in ways to inspire not just yourself, but others. Accessorize to emphasize. It's amazing what just wearing a beautiful, colorful scarf can do for you at a networking event. All of a sudden, people want to come up to you because they see this beautiful scarf you're wearing. Very important, ladies, how to invest in your statement pieces. And I will tell you what those are, and I'll tell you how I used mine to turn Tim Gunn's head. Yes, it works. Talk about putting it all together. And one final element, I'm going to be talking about clothing, hair, and makeup, but it's also the energy you bring to it. Again, this is your personal brand inside and out. We're going to spend a little time talking about positivity, posture, poise, eye contact, and energy. All right, I'm going to go through these kind of quickly. These are for you to just look at and kind of play with, right? We're going into a new year. It's 2015. I want you to really think hard about what your personal goal is for this year. Actually, if you have a pen and paper, write it down right now. What is one of your number one personal goals? You know, is it running a marathon? Are you single and ready to mingle and want to meet your ideal partner? And also your professional goals. Like, do you have a number one professional goal this year? Is it going into business for yourself? Is it getting a promotion? Is it doing more videos and live speaking engagements? And how are you going to dress for them? So I really want to take you to a moment to declare what your goals are, because you can absolutely attract what you want in life by dressing for it. And so that's why I'm going to show you these next slides, because based on what you need to dress for this year, here's a bunch of different styles you can play with. And no, there's no one style fits all. You're going to look at these and you might be a blend of 3 or 4 or more. So just think about this with your professional goals and your personality. Are you more adventurous? Are you a nature lover, a globe trekker? Are you a yoga teacher? So think of the adventurous type, right? That might mean your code or your styles have more tapestry or embroidery, or they might be more just simple and clean because it reflects your belief in health and wellness. Or are you a vintage lover, right? Do you love a little blast from the past, a little bit more tailored or tradition mixed in? The avant-garde, right? Real bold. Do you have a really bold, risk-taking approach to your business and your style? Bohemian's a fun one to play with, right? Like, are you a modern day bohemian? Do you like the 60s or the 70s, that fringe, that poet in you? Or are you classic, right? Just polished, reserved, and timeless, a real classic way. I also like classic with a twist. Now, you might like just really fine tailored, but look at that handbag, right? It's not your typical handbag. And Sarah Jessica Parker, she has a fun way of doing classic with a twist. She always has a real modern day classic attitude about her, but with a quirky twist. Exotic, I love this trend. This could even come through if you're from, you know, what is your culture and what is your heritage that you want to celebrate? That's Padma Lakshmi. Correct me if I'm wrong. I always get her name wrong. She's on the Food Network. She's that amazing Food Network star. Now, here's what's interesting. I picked this example because this is not what she's wearing on television. This is what she's wearing every day on the street. And even in her casual wear with her daughter as mom on the street, she's wearing her personal brand. She's not walking around with an all-American Levi's jean jacket. She's wearing this gorgeous, it has embroidery and texture in it, her jewelry, her sandals. It's totally evoking her culture and heritage from India. So really think about that. If you want to bring about, your culture and your heritage through what you're wearing, you can absolutely bring that out in your signature style to express your personal brand. Perhaps you're the minimalist, really understated, really clean lines. Interesting. You might be all about the mind. You might be more the intellect, and it's not so much about, showing off. And I really want to drive that home. Fashion is not about, being fashionable and over the top, and fashion is something you put on. It integrates with who you are. So if you're the minimalist, if your message and personality is more subtle and soft spoken, then absolutely, that is a complete fashion statement in itself. So those were just some signature styles for you to think about and play with. And I want to start with the vision board. And I encourage you all to do this for yourselves. And this is where I start with my clients, is with the vision board. Because people ask me all the time, Tanya, where do you go shopping? And I don't answer that. It's not about where I shop, because I absolutely shop everywhere. Online, sample sales, vintage stores, uptown, downtown, unique designer showrooms. It's not about where to shop. It's about knowing what to look for. So how do I begin shopping for my clients if I don't know them inside and out? If I don't know what their goals are, their personality, their passion, their color palette. So I highly encourage you to do a vision board. And we're going into a new year. This is 2015. There's some things about this year you might feel new. There might be some things about yourself that you're leaving in the past, some layers you want to shed behind. So really take time to think of who you are this year, and have you changed a little bit from last year? And a vision board is an amazing way to do this. Go through magazines, pull anything that you're attracted to, coats, purses, bags, shoes. It could be a flower, it could be Paris, and put it on your wall where you can see it. Or for those of you who love Pinterest out there, create a Pinterest board, but be sure to revisit it often. I actually prefer you to do a physical vision board that you can see on the wall, because when you see it every day, you're bringing energy to it, and you're bringing awareness to it, and you're looking at it going, yes, this is my vision for myself for this year. So this is a vision board I did for one of my clients, and I just want you to look at the elements that are on the vision board. And I just want you to kind of contemplate and think like, I wonder what this woman does for a living. There's a lotus flower. There's this wild woman, whipping her hair back. There's this image of like a Bodha Shiva. There's also a woman just, relaxed in the lap of luxury with herself on the bed. And there's also these little bit bohemian accents, but also the picture of the woman very kind of clean and modern. So if any of you can guess what this woman does, she is a healer, and she is a women's health practitioner. And what she actually does is she is a women's sensual wellness practitioner. Yes, dare I say the word sex on Savvy Ladies. She really helps women to reconnect with their feminine core and their feminine energy. And that goes beyond just yoga. She studies practice even more ancient than yoga called Qigong. And it's the ancient feminine practice that's like yoga. I've actually worked with her one-on-one. She's done wonders for my energy level. So that was her then, right? Practicing her yoga and her Qigong in her studio. That was years ago. But now she's developing her brand as Anita Boninger, sensual health practitioner. She's doing more speaking engagements. So she went from the yoga studio to really being a leader and a speaker and an actual advocate for women's sensual wealth and their health. So this is her speaking at an event that I dressed her for. So yeah, she's speaking in an event, but she's not wearing a notch collar, button down, tailored suit. Her brand is femininity, right? From her, the lotus flower, pink. She represents women. So we dressed her, and I'm sorry it's hard to see in the slide, but we dressed her in a pink silk embroidered jacket. So she felt real easy and comfortable in her boots. She felt grounded. But to express her personal style, we dressed her in this beautiful, lovely embroidered pink jacket. And here she is at another event. And I actually found a dress with a beautiful Bodhisattva print on it. But again, she can't walk around, literally looking like she just, came from India, because she speaks in modern day New York. So we found something exotic and very spiritual, but we paired it with a tailored jacket, and we put her in ivory so she would illuminate and glow. Let's talk for a minute about the power of color. Now, start with the vision board, explore your personal style, and then go into your color palette. And the power of color, this is interesting on two levels, right? Because there's different ways to express your personality. If you're more subtle and subdued, then you don't have to wear loud, bright colors. But if your business is more bold and risk-taking, then you might want to explore more bright colors. They should also work with your hair, eye, and skin tone colors. There are certain colors, have you noticed that? You put them on and all of a sudden you look too yellow or green. So colors work in both ways. Colors work, one, with your hair color, eye color, and skin tone. And number two, colors should work to express your personality. So just to play with some colors, and I'll tell you, there's a key to figuring out your color palette. You have accent colors, you have base colors, you have a white that's better for you to wear, whether it's ivory or optic white, and you also have your metals, and that is your jewelry colors, silver or gold, etc. We're going to start with the accent colors. Yellow, do you have a more cheerful, part of your personality, or do you want to evoke some cheeriness out of your audience? You might want to wear yellow. Green evokes health and wellness. Blue, right? Blue for calm. Red, call of action. There's one speaker I see, she's all about women's leadership and call to action. Every time I see her speak, she's wearing a red jacket. That's her brand, because she wants women to step into action and their power. Orange for optimism, right? Do you see orange? Or purple. Purple is royalty. Purple is also very creative and artistic. So think of these accent colors and how they relate to you and your personality. Oh, and fuchsia pink. That's what I use for my personal branding color. I do work only with women. People ask me all the time, do you work with men? I said, no, I can refer you to someone. I just feel passionate about working with women. So what a wonderful color, right? That fuchsia pink, that bright, happy, juicy fuchsia pink. I use that as my branding color. Now think of your base colors, which are your neutrals. Brown for stability, beige for serenity. Navy evokes trust. That's why the typical banker suit is usually a navy. Good color to wear when you first meet someone as well. Gray, right, for wisdom. And for some of you women, this is not just what you wear. Gray can be your hair color. I had a client that went from dyeing her hair to going back to being natural gray. And, who better a woman to work with than a woman with years of experience and wisdom? So gray is a really powerful color, and people see it as wisdom. Black's an interesting color. Black can evoke mystery, as in you're cloaked in black, or authority, because a lot of uniforms are black. But I want to say be careful with black, because black also absorbs light. So by wearing black near your face, you're actually draining out the color in your face. So be very careful wearing black close to your face. If you're going to wear a black blazer, wear either a blouse that's color or white, or if you do feel comfortable in like a black turtleneck or a black dress, always make sure to have either a colorful scarf or a big statement necklace near your neck. So be careful with black. The other colors are softer and highlight, but black is a powerful color, but you want to make sure to highlight yourself as well. So you can mix your accent colors with your base colors. I'm going to spend 1 minute on this because color analysis, you need an eye, you need an artistic eye for color analysis. I have years of experience as an artist, so I learned color theory from my college days. And I can actually look at a woman and based on her hair, eye, and skin tone, I can tell what your color analysis is. So I just want you to think about this in terms of clear and bright, muted, neutral, or deep dark. Very simple way to do this. If your eye color is clear and bright, a very light blue, what you see in the woman on the left, she has light, bright hair and light, bright skin and light, bright eyes. That means she's clear and bright. She'll look beautiful, not just in these soft colors, but in clear, bright colors as well. The woman in the middle, muted, soft, or neutral, her hair, eye, and skin tone are kind of in those mid-tones. So she's a lucky gal, actually. She can wear between gold and silver. And if your palette is deep dark, if your hair is dark and rich, your eye color is dark and rich, if you have deep, rich color in your skin, you can wear beautiful, deep, rich jewel tones like emeralds and sapphires and purples. So this is just the icing on the cake, ladies. Myself and other image consultants, we go through a really in-depth study of color analysis. So I highly recommend you to book one. You can book one with me or find your local image consultant. Also decide if you're better in cool than warm. Cool means you burn before you tan. So if you burn in the sun, you have that delicate fair skin, that means you have pink in your skin and blue undertones. So you're going to look better in blue-based colors, gray, navy, blues, blue-based pinks. If you're neutral, you can wear a little bit of both. That means you both tan and burn. And if you have warmth in your skin, if you get a nice deep golden tan, if you just get darker, then that means that you have more warm and gold in your skin and you should wear warm colors. Again, that's what I'm going to spend on that because it takes a really trained eye to do that, but just wanted to give you some tips on how to explore your color. So if you are cool, your metals are silver, gunmetal, or rose gold. Oh, or I repeated gunmetal. Also golds and coppers, be careful with because those, oh, I'm so sorry. I just found a little typo on my slide. Ladies, I'm going to correct this. If you're cool, meaning you burn and you have pink undertones, your colors are silver, gunmetal, rose gold. If you have yellow undertones, this means you look better in gold and copper. That's supposed to say warm right there. And if you are more cool, gray hair, blue eyes, you are actually better in an optic white. It's going to brighten your skin. Whereas if you tan and have gold undertones, you're going to be warm. Think that warmth and softness of an ivory to highlight. All right, so here's how to explore color with your personal brand. This is Smith Banfield, right? Now, by looking at this slide, what do you think her brand is? Clear space. And how does that feel to have a clear space? Calm, cool, balanced, like looking out into the ocean and the sand. So her colors are this beautiful aqua blue and tan. But here was her picture before. She went very, like, I actually thought it was black. This was before she met me. I actually thought it was black, but it's brown. But it didn't do anything for her and her brand. Because look, she does this beautiful aqua blue. Now, she's lucky. Her personal brand color happens to be a beautiful color she can wear. Look at that beautiful aqua blue, almost like a dusty aqua blue, and how it brings out her eyes. So this is the power of color, ladies. Don't drown yourself out with these dark drab colors. Know how to use the power of color and just see how she came to life before and after. And so now at events, she doesn't even wear black. Every time I see her, she's wearing powder blues, tans, beiges, because she wants you to feel balance in your home. So when you see her, she actually looks cozy and luxurious, you know, because that's how you want to feel in your home. You want your couch to feel luxurious. So that's what she does. And she dresses to express her brand wherever she goes. So here's some examples of outfits I pulled right from her closet. Now, this isn't, oh, you know your personal brand and now you have to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe. Once you do your vision board, once you know your colors, you can go into your closet and look at it yourself and pick your 5 top color palette. For her, it was the aqua blues, white, brown, beiges. These scarves she wasn't even wearing. I pulled them out and pulled these outfits right from her closet. These, based on time, I'm actually going to go through these quickly so we can get to accessories. These are 2 photographers I did with very different brands. They're both food photographers. Evie's a redhead, so her color palette is totally different. Then Mira, who's very dark hair and more curvy, her color palette was this beautiful black and purple, and I dressed her for her events. So even if you have the same occupation as another person, these 2 people are both food photographers. Evie, her way is very clean and streamlined. And she also loves the earthiness of food, so we dressed her that way. And then you've got Mira bringing her Egyptian heritage into her food. So again, 2 food photographers with very different looks and very different brands. So that's how they're going to differentiate themselves. All right, let's talk about accessories. Accessorize to emphasize. Studies actually show that you will appear more wealthy and successful when you wear your jewelry and accessories. Oh my God, you don't know how many times it kills me when I go to a client and I go to her closet and I'm like, where's your jewelry? And it's all stuffed and hiding in the drawers. Like, come on, your jewelry wants to go out. You want to get dressed up. You want to be seen. You want to sparkle. You want to shine. This is what your accessories do for you. They're like the icing on the cake. They're the spark. They're the shine. They're the finishing touch. And yes, this can even mean your glasses. The beauty of this too is if you're an introvert and you get nervous going to events or networking events, total conversation opener. Hey, I like your glasses. So really accessorize to emphasize. Choose your accessories in your color palette. Pick a statement piece. It could be a scarf, a necklace. Oh my gosh, I'm wearing right now this necklace that my grandmother gave me. And every time I wear it, people are just mesmerized by it. And it has meaning for me. It opens conversation. So pick a statement piece based on your personal brand. And accessorize to attract, right? Who doesn't like the shiny object in the room? You've seen that woman at that networking event that you go, wow, she looks so put together. Don't you want to be that person? So remember to accessorize. It could be a statement necklace. Look how each of these has a little different twist to them. The one in the middle more exotic, the one on the left a little bit more Art Deco, the one on the right a little more minimalist. So play with these and see which one speaks to you. This is just a brief example. Hi, a dull beige jacket, you put a scarf on it. Who are you going to talk to at the event? The woman that's fading into the background or the woman with the pop of color in the scarf? I want you to be that woman with the pop of scarf. Pop of color in the scarf. Ooh, okay, I'm going a little over time. Let me get through investing in your statement pieces. There's anything you remember from this presentation, ladies, your coat, your purse, and your shoe are the 3 key pieces. Look at how stunning these women are. It's the first thing people see you on the street coming to and from events. Get them together, invest wisely. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but if you are going to spend a little more money on your wardrobe, these are the 3 pieces to spend more money on, because the right coat, the right bag, and the right shoe should last you they could even last you the next 3 to 5 years and rotate them. So, and these, think about your shoes, evoking your different personalities. Look at how different these personalities are in these purses. Can you imagine walking up to a woman at this event, seeing that exotic purse? You'd want to come right up to her and start talking to her. So really think about that, the energy of what you wear, and bam, here's 3 put together, 3 totally different looks. Look, one of them's even a cape. Maybe your coat isn't even a coat, it's a cape because you're funky bohemian. And here you go. Coat. Oh, she forgot her bag. Coat, bag. She needs to get her bag, purse, scarf, glasses put together. Boom. She's ready to go. Now, dressing with intention. That's how I turned Tim Gunn's head. Know your event, ladies. Before I left the house, I knew I was going to the Brooklyn Museum of Art and he would be there. So I didn't wear my black coat. I wore my red coat. And guess what happened? I walked in the room he was in. There was a crowd of people around him. I walked in the room. He turned his head, looked at me before I even said anything and said, well, hello, who are you in that fabulous red coat? So I can sit here and preach all day about the power of color, your power pieces, your coat. I put it to the test, ladies, and I turned Tim Gunn's head. I didn't have to go up to him. He noticed me. So dress with intention and go into it with positivity. Hold your head up high. Have a beautiful posture. Make eye contact. Evoke an energy that you're ready to engage and meet with people because you can totally energize your look and your wardrobe and attract people to you. So this is how to make a best first impression and how to make a lasting one. So Tim Gunn's always going to remember me as that woman in the red coat. Magnetize and become memorable through your wardrobe, your colors, and your energy. And ladies, I'm just sharing this with you. I have no problem sharing my own before and after because people see me and are like, oh, you're such a fashion plate. This was years in the making, ladies. I was totally this awkward teen, very boyish, a total tomboy. Here I am before I'm getting ready, right? I have this total androgynous look about me, androgynous, my short hair, but through makeup, style, and you know what? Here I am, this awkward teen. I had to embrace my version of beautiful. I'm always going to be skinny. I'm always going to have short hair, but I work it in my favor and I dress for it. So I encourage all of you ladies to embrace your version of beauty, no matter your size, shape, color, age. You can absolutely have anything if you dress for it. Jenny Powers. Now, does this look like a woman who runs a network of 5,000 women? This was her. She's like, Tanya, this is my mugshot. She showed up at work. They're like, we're taking pictures today. She wasn't prepared. This is her then. Pow. That's her now. Now she looks like Jenny Powers of Running with Heels Network. She looks like a woman that's ready to take over the world based on what she's wearing. Then, now. So put it all together. How are you going to embody your brand? Start with that vision board, define your signature style, use the power of color and accessories, invest in those statement pieces. I did it and I turned Tim Gunn's head. So can you. Dress with intention. Really think about before you leave the house, who you're going to meet and what you want to get out of that day. Think of what your personal goal is this year and your professional goal and how you'll dress for it. I have 2 special offers and then we'll open it to questions. If you live in New York City and want to do a vision board together with me as your style guide, I have 4 spots available on President's Day. So if you live in New York City, email me and I would love to meet with you and let's do your vision board together. We're going to open it to questions.
Thank you, Tanya. That was really great. And thank you so much for your special offer to the Savvy Ladies community. We did have some questions that came in. The first one is, do you have any advice on the right clothing for petites?
Yes, petites. You mean specific brands to shop for? Gosh, I live in New York City and I have the most success at the petites department, believe it or not, at Lord & Taylor's. I would like for you to email me, Tania@sterlonstyle.com, and I can actually email you more better resources for petites. Okay. I don't have my list in front of me, but yes, I absolutely agree with you that there aren't as many options out there for petite and plus size ladies, but I have shopped the market and I have a beautiful resource list that I can absolutely share with you. But that is one thing I have to say, I have had the most success at the Lord and Taylor's Petites department. But
Okay.
please email me and I'll send you my resource list. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. The second question is, what are your thoughts on women and pants versus skirts?
Oh, this is very personal. That's it. That's the question you're asking me is actually the question I ask my clients when I first start working with them. I actually ask, are you more of a dress woman or are you more a pants woman? That's personal preference. It's really up to you and your comfort level. This is interesting. I'll share this client I had to dress for a cocktail event, and she does a line of women's sensual enhancement products. I tried to put her in a dress for the cocktail event and she didn't feel like herself. She goes, Tanya, I was in the Air Force and felt comfortable in pants and army boots and combat boots. So we put her in a sequin top, a black leather jacket, black jeans, and wedges. So that's really a question to ask yourself, is what are you more comfortable in? Professionally, both are very acceptable, pants or skirts. I just advise on skirt and dress lengths to make sure you're wearing a length that is age appropriate. If you're in your 30s, 40s, or 50s now, right to the knee is just a little more appropriate. It also is based on your size and figure shape, which one of the future webinars, we're going to go into that. So really, I ask yourself, just what are you more comfortable in, pants or skirts? And it should really be what makes you feel good.
Okay, and we have time for one last question. I was told by a makeup rep that I have a warm skin tone, but I like wearing silver and blue. Is this a big no-no?
Yeah, it's very interesting. I've had that happen after some color analysis where I've diagnosed them as a warm because they tan and they have yellows, but they love wearing silver. There is ways to play with it. What you want to make sure is that because you have warmer skin tones, blue and silver are going to bring out more of the ashiness or the whiteness in your skin. So if you do enjoy wearing silver and blue, just make sure to bump up your makeup a little bit, warm up your cheek, so that the blues and the silvers don't wash you out. I'd be curious to know your eye color. If you have blue eyes, then absolutely blue and silver will actually work for you. The color analysis is not a perfect science. And if you feel good in blue and silver and it makes you happy, then absolutely you should go for that.
Okay, do you have time for one more question that just came in?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, as a graduate professor, I need to be comfortable and professional at the same time, but I also like fashion. How can I put it all together?
Yeah, good question. Here's what's interesting about being a professor is you have a responsibility to lead your students. So you are being the role model for them. They're younger, you're a little bit older, and you want to dress in a way that's inspiring them to dress for the next level, for them to look at you as a leader and as a mentor and actually as a muse. So you have to be just a little bit careful with the fashion element. You could go for more clean and classic in your base pieces. Like, let's say, your cashmere sweater or a sharp blazer. But you could play with accessories. That's where you could bring in a little bit more of your fashion personality in a scarf or your jewelry. But the trick with you being the professor and in front of an audience of students, you don't want to dress in a way that's so fashiony and trendy that it's going to distract. So just dress in a way that's a little bit more responsibility. Keep in mind your role, your goal, and your audience, but do play with fashion. And you might want to also save up those real fashionable for the weekend, for going out. I don't know what your hobbies are. Save up that really, go out dancing and then really, work it and explore your fashion that way. But just keep in mind as a professor that you do have a responsibility as the role model to your students.
Okay, great. Thank you, Tanya. I think you had another slide to get through.
Yeah, if any of you just want to go a little deeper, more one-on-one, I because thanks to Savvy Ladies and devoting this time to you, I have time this afternoon for some consultations. So if any of you want to hop on that and get your red hot questions answered, email me at tanya@sterlandstyle.com. We'll set up a time today to get your own one-on-one. We can do it by the phone, or if you're still in your pajamas, we can do it on the phone. If you're presentable, we can do it on Skype so I can see your beautiful face. And then if you just want to continue to follow my tips and tricks, I'm available on Twitter. I have a Pinterest page. I do Instagram. So, and if you want to be added to my newsletter list, send me an email and you'll get on my blog. So yeah, just want to put that out there. We've got the style reading if you live in New York, or if you want to talk to me some more, let's book a little consultation.
Thank you, Tanya. That was such a great presentation. Thank you to everyone who joined us today and asked questions, and we hope that you'll join us again for future webinars where you can register at savvyladies.org. Thank you again so much.
Thanks, Maggie. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, Savvy Ladies. And thanks for listening in.